Hello and welcome to today's math lesson. So first of all, guys, can we all turn to wave and say a big hello to our friends on camera? Hello. And we'll begin by doing our meditation sequence. So I will sit down, take 2 fingers, find our heart center, left hand on our laps, and close our eyes. And when you're ready, guys, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. And next we'll do our stretch sequence. So let's stand up and push in our chairs. And we can begin by stretching up high to the sky. High as we can. And this time, can we go tippy toe high? And while we're there, let's have a wave. And then back down to touch our toes once more. Hands on hips, and then shake it side to side. Let's have a wiggle side to side. Stop. And now another wiggle side to side. Stop. Forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, and stop. And now we can go round and round. Round and round. And stop. And then back the other way. Round and round the other way. And stop. And to finish, guys, we can do 5 claps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. In today's math lesson, we've reached the end of our section on fractions. In recent lessons, we've been doing lots of work with fractions. So what we'll be doing is reviewing the things we've learned in a fractions review lesson. So let's write that phrase on the board first, guys. Fractions, F-R-A-C-T-I-O-N-S. Fractions. And what we'll be doing is reviewing the things we've learned already. So we'll write that word too. Review. R-E-V-I-E-W. So all together, guys, we've got fractions, review. And the first thing that we'll review about fractions is there are 3 different types of fractions that we learnt about. The first one is called a proper fraction. Yes, a proper fraction. P-R-O-P-E-R. And then the word fraction again, F-R-A-C-T-I-O-N. T-I-O-N. So altogether, guys, proper fraction. And what we mean by proper fraction is that the number at the top, the numerator, is less than the number at the bottom, which is the denominator. So for example, we could have a fraction like this. What's our numerator, guys? 3. So that means our denominator, the number at the bottom, has to be higher. So for example, we could have 8. Now what's this fraction? We have 3/8, or 3/8. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to choose a student who can come forward and demonstrate how to write this fraction on a chart represented as a pie. So eyes closed, guys. Let's see who can go first. And first of all, we have Pacmung. So Pacmung, come and join me at the front of class. So what we've got, guys, is our proper fraction, 3/8. So Pacmung, can you now draw a big circle underneath our fraction? Excellent. So guys, how many parts to our circle do we need? 8. Yes, 8 is our denominator. So 8 parts. Excellent, Pacmung. So we've got our fraction denominator, 8 parts. Before a proper fraction, how many parts need to be coloured? 3. So Pacmung, you can colour 3 different parts. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. So you can see how Pacmung has demonstrated a chart representing a fraction 3/8. Pacmung, that was excellent. High five and a big round of applause for Pacmung, please, guys. So that was our first type of fraction we learnt about, proper fraction, where the numerator is less than the denominator. Now, can anybody remember what was the next fraction we learnt about? Yes, it wasn't proper fraction, it was improper fraction. So we'll write that first. Improper, I-M, and then proper, P-R-O-P-E-R. Improper fraction, F-R-A-C-T-I-O-N. Now, the improper fraction is the opposite of a proper fraction because the number at the top has to be the same or more than the number at the bottom. So, for example, we could have here the number 7. But then that means that the number at the bottom would be less. So what does our improper fraction represent now, guys? We have 7/5. So you see, when our numerator is the same or more than our denominator, it's an improper fraction. And I'm going to choose another student now to show how to represent an improper fraction on the board. So now we will have Net. Net, come and join me at the front of class, please. So Net will show how we can demonstrate our improper fraction. So how many is our numerator, guys? 7. But what's our denominator? 5. Okay, so the first thing we need, Net, is a big circle. Now, how many parts to our circle? 5. So can we have 5 parts, please, Net? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. Now, we need to colour 7 in. So how many of this circle needs colouring? 5. All of them. So, Net, you can colour every one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. But we're not finished yet. Yes, we've only coloured 5. We need to colour 7. So that means, Dan, we need another circle. So Net, one more circle, please, into 5 parts again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So we need 7 parts. we've coloured 5. How many left do we need to colour? 2, correct, because 7 minus 5 is 2. So 1 and 2. Excellent net. So see how our improper fraction looks strange, because the numerator is 7 and the denominator is only 5. So when we have less at the bottom, we need an extra circle so that we can match the top. Net, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Net, please, guys. Okay, and there's one more type of fraction that we learnt about. And that fraction was, guys, it was a whole number and a fraction. Does anybody remember the term we gave to it? The whole number and then the fraction? Mixed number, correct. So we've got M, I, X, E, D, mixed. And then number, N, U, M, B, E, R. So all together, guys, mixed number. And what that means is one whole number followed by a proper fraction. A mixed number can't have improper fraction. If it's a mixed number, it has to be a whole number followed by a proper fraction, okay? Mixed numbers can't have improper fractions. So for example, our whole number here is 1. And then we'll follow it with a proper fraction, such as 2 over 4, or 2 quarters. And what I'm going to do now is ask another student to come forward and demonstrate how to draw this mixed number as a chart. And this time we will choose Nadia. Nadia, come and join me at the front of class, please. So the first thing to do, the easy part, is we've got a hole. So first of all, Nadia, let's have one large circle. And then we can divide it into 4 parts. But because it's a hole, how many parts need colouring? All 4. Correct. We need to colour in the whole of the circle because it's a whole number. Okay, now guys, now for our fraction. So Nadia, we need another circle. And this time, how many parts? 4. Correct. But this time, how many parts do we colour? 2. Correct, Nadia. So you see the mixed number with the fraction, 1 whole, and then 2 over 4. So our mixed number, 1 and 2 over 4. Nadia, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Nadia, please, guys. So that was an introduction to the different type of fractions that we've learned about. One more time, proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed numbers. And my students did a great job of showing you, demonstrating how to draw them. And what we also learned about, we did word problems involving fractions. So what we've got now is a PowerPoint presentation so that we can do some word problems involving fractions together. So teachers, for this, ask your students to have a pencil and a piece of paper, because as we're walking through the word problems, we can ask our students to calculate them too. So guys, pencil and papers at the ready, and let's turn to look at the TV screen. So now let's take a look at our PowerPoint presentation about fractions review. And what we'll review in this section is some word problems involving fractions. So first of all, guys, let's read the first word problem. Farsai walks 5 over 10 kilometers from her school to the library. Okay, so there's the first part, 5 over 10. She then walks 1 and 3 over 10 kilometers from the library to her house. So the question we have to ask, how far does she walk in total? Okay, so what we need to do, guys, we need to look at the two fractions or numbers for calculation. Now the first one, 5 over 10, or 5/10 of a kilometer. And then she walks further, 1 and 3/10 of a kilometer. So remember, there we have a mixed number. We have 1 whole and 3 over 10 of a kilometer. So our calculation looks like this. 5 over 10 plus 1 and 3 over 10. Yes, so we're adding together two numbers. This is an addition calculation. And if we look at it with our circle charts, it will look like this. 5 over 10 plus 1, which is the whole, and then another 3 over 10. So what do we think we've got, guys?
1, 8 over 10.
Really? Anyone have any other answers? Everyone happy with 1 and 8 over 10? Because notice 5 over 10 here. So 5 over 10 plus 3 over 10 equals
1, 8 over 10.
plus the 1 and 8 over 10. Correct. So we can say, guys, Farsi walks 1 and 8 over 10 kilometers in total. Yes. So when we add the two lengths together, it gives us our final total. Well done. And now, let's do one more together. There are 3 and 8/10 kilograms of apples. My brother eats 1 and 6 over 10 kilograms of the apples with his friends. So the question now, how much of the apples are left now? Okay, so what type of calculation is this? Is this addition?
No, subtraction.
Subtraction. So first of all, we have 3 and 8 over 10. But we have to subtract 1 and 6 over 10. So if we look at it as a calculation, this is it. 3 and 8 over 10 minus 1 and 6 over 10.
2 and 2 over 10.
Really?
Yes.
Happy with that?
Yes.
Okay. So how did you come to that conclusion? 3 minus 1 equals 2. Always do the whole numbers first. So 3 minus 1 equals 2. And then 8 over 10 minus 6 over 10, 2 over 10. So what we've got left is 2 whole and 2 over 10. Now if we look at it in chart form, we can see it like this. 3 and 8/10 minus 1 and 6/10. And the answer it gives 2 and 2 over 10. Well worked out, guys. So we can say there is 2 and 2 over 10 kilograms of apples left. Excellent. And that's how we do word problems involving fractions. Any questions, guys? That was excellent. Well done. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the PowerPoint presentation about word problems involving fractions, and to remember how to do them correctly by identifying the numbers for calculation and also whether it's addition, subtraction, or maybe even multiplication or division. But always to do the mixed numbers with the wholes first and then move on to the fractions if we have them. And now we've got our stretch sequence before we do anything else. So let's stand up, guys, and push in our chairs. And this time we'll begin with some rotations. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And now we'll do some stretches. So let's do 5 stretches to our right, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's do 5 stretches to our left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. And shake it out, guys. Arms and legs, shake it out. And now we can take our right hand and find our left foot. And now let's take our left hand and find our right foot. And now right foot, left hand, right foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Excellent, guys. And to finish, we will do 5 star jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent, guys. Have a seat. And now we've come to the stage of the lesson where we're going to ask our students to demonstrate their understanding with a flashcards exercise. So teachers, what you'll need to do is print off the flashcards and cut each of the fractions into individual pieces of paper. Then fold them and put them into a bowl. Because what we're going to have our students do is demonstrate their knowledge of equivalent fractions. So first of all, let's write that phrase on the board. Equivalent, guys. E, Q, U, I, V, A, L, E, N, T. Equivalent. Now what the word equivalent means, it means the same amount as. For instance, 1/2 is the same as 2/4. And what we're going to have our students do is pick a flashcard and then draw an equivalent fraction that demonstrates their understanding. So equivalent fractions, F, R, A, C, T, I, O, N, S. Equivalent fractions, which basically means the same amount but represented in a different fraction. So what we need now is our flashcards. And like I say, I have them here placed into a bowl. And what we're going to do is ask some of our students to come forward and demonstrate their understanding. So first of all, I would like to invite Lakau. Come and join me at the front of class, please, Lakau. Lakau, choose your flashcard. Okay, so Lakau, can you upside? So can you see the flashcard? What do we have, guys? 8/16. Okay, so let me draw, first of all, 8/16. So now, How many parts does my circle need for 8 over 16? 16. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. And how many parts do we need coloured in? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so notice how exactly half of the circle is filled in. And what I want Lackow to do now is demonstrate by drawing an equivalent fraction to 8 over 16. You're welcome, Lackow. So let's see, what will Lackow think of? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So let's see how many parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so we've got 14 parts. So what's half of 14, guys? 7. So we need 7 parts filled in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And Lackow, don't forget to draw your fraction. 14, and we've got 7 over 14. So notice, how many parts of Lackow's circle are coloured in? 7, exactly half. Exactly the same as my circle. So you can see how 8 over 16 and 7 over 14 are equivalent fractions because they both represent the same amount. And Lackow, that was brilliant. So high five and a big round of applause for Lackow, please, guys. So teachers, you can see the activity that we're doing in our classroom now. You can pause the video and play on for the next 12 minutes or so. And remember to choose a different student every time. And what we can do is have our students guess the equivalent fractions together. And we're going to play on further now. So let's see who our next student can be. And now, I will need to clean the board first. So now I would like to invite Pacmung. Come and join me at the front of class, please. And can you stand here for me? So Pacmung, can you choose a flashcard, please? Okay. And can you show your friends your fraction? 2 over 4. Okay. So a lot less circles this time, a lot less parts to the circle. 2 over 4. So our circle, how many parts, guys? 4. Now, how many parts do I need coloured in? 2. Okay, so once again, we can see half of the circle has been coloured in. But now, I'm going to ask Pacmung to draw an equivalent fraction to 2 over 4. So Pacmung, take it away, please. So now we have a circle. How many parts will Pacmung? 2, 4, 6. Okay, so we've got 6 parts. Perfect. And don't forget to draw your fraction. 3 over 6. Now can you see how much of my circle is coloured in? Half. You can see half. How much of Pacmung's is coloured in? Half. Because 2 is half of 4. 3 is half of 6. So that means that these are equivalent fractions. Different fractions that represent the same amount. Pacmung, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Pacmung, please, guys. Okay, time for our next student, but first of all, I'll clean the board. And Now it's time for down. Sit down. Come on down. And then one more. So down, can you choose your flashcard? Excellent. Can you show your friends? 1/2. Okay, so this is a nice simple diagram because 1/2 is the definition of half. 1/2. And now we're going to ask down to draw an equivalent fraction to 1/2. So down, what will you draw? So we have a circle. How many parts to down circle? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so we've got 10 parts. Can we guess how many parts will down circle need to be coloured? 5, because half of 10 is 5. Well done, guys. 3, 4, 5. 5/10. So you can see how the same amount is represented each time. 1 is half of 2. 5 is half of 10. So this means, once again, equivalent fractions. Down. That was brilliant. High five. Big round of applause for down, please, guys. We've got time for one more student, but first of all, I'll clean the board. And now I would like to ask Prel, come and join me at the front of class, please. And please choose a flashcard and show it to your friends. So what's 4/8? Okay. 4/8. So how many parts to my circle, guys? 8, correct. 2, 4, 6, 8. How many parts coloured? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you will notice once again that half of the circle is coloured. For this exercise, we've been concentrating on halves to show how different fractions can represent the amount of half. And now, Prel, can you do an equivalent fraction to 4/8? So let's see, how many parts will Prel do to her circle? 2, 4. Okay, so we've got 1, 2 coloured in. Perfect. Now, Prel, don't forget your fraction. 2/4. Now, how much of Prel's circle is coloured in? 2/4, exactly half. I've got 4/8, exactly half again. So we can see how 4/8 and 2/4 are half. They are equivalent fractions. Prel, that was brilliant. High five and a big round of applause for Prel, please, guys. And a big round of applause for everybody doing a great job. Well done, guys. And now it's time for our worksheet part of the lesson. So teachers, make sure every student in your classroom gets their own worksheet. And what we've got today is a series of different fractions with an empty circle. What our students need to do is demonstrate their understanding by reading the fraction and then dividing and colouring their circles to the correct amount based on their fraction. But what's the first thing we need to do, guys? Names on top first, and give our students around 10 to 12 minutes for this and help them with any questions that they have. And you can use the board too to demonstrate. So first of all, Net, this one's for you. You're welcome. Pat, for you. You're welcome. Nadia, here's yours. You're welcome. Chu, for you. You're welcome. Down, here's yours. You're welcome. Prau, for you. You're welcome. Pangpon, this one's for you. You're welcome. And Lakau, for you. So this time, guys, they're all different fractions. So have a read and then design your circle based on the number of parts, the denominator, the bottom number, how many parts your circle needs, and then the top number, your numerator, how many parts to colour. So for example, what's the first fraction we've got for number 1? 4/8. Okay, so you can see 4/8 on the board. 4/8 is a circle with how many parts? 8 parts. Remember, well, how many parts to colour? 4. Okay, so that's how you read and correctly design your fractions. The bottom number, denominator, is how many parts. The top number, the numerator, is how many parts to colour. So for the first one, we have 8 parts, 4 coloured. 4/8. How many parts, Nadia? That's okay. You don't need to delete because what you've got, how many parts now? 1, 2, 3, 4. But how many parts do you need?
8.
So what you can do, a line here, a line there. Now how many parts? 8. How many coloured? 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. 4/8. So now, number 2, how many parts do we need for this circle? 6. So we need 6 different parts. So 6 parts. Divide your line so that you have 6 parts to your circle. Okay, 4. Now one more line. Excellent. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now, how many coloured? 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5/6. Excellent, Pangpung. Well done. Excellent, Ned. And then 5, 6, 5/6. So this time 6 parts and 5 coloured. Well done. Pacmung, how many parts?
8.
8. So divide your circle into 8. Okay, 8 parts. Now how many do we need coloured?
4.
4. Okay, so now you can just colour 4. And that's 4/8. Welcome back to class. We hope your students enjoyed the worksheet activity where they had to read the different fractions and then design their circles accordingly based on the correct number of parts and the correct numbers of parts coloured in. My students here all did an excellent job, so very well done, guys. That was great. And that's all we've got time for in today's lesson, so we hope you've enjoyed it on the section on fractions in general. And we'll see you again soon in the next lesson when we begin a new topic. So can we all turn to wave and say goodbye, guys? Bye-bye. See you again soon.